Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of my voice, north, south, east, west, and all and every points in between. You've tuned in to the February 20th, 2024 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and teacher and head chef and head cook and van driver, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us this evening. We thank y'all for choosing to spend at least an hour or so with us this evening. And we don't take it lightly. We don't take that for granted. Thank you so kindly. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll have a good time tonight. And hopefully you had a good day today. And if not, then we pray that tomorrow be a better day. But the thing is, you made it. Okay, we all made it to this point. So thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. And I believe we got a pretty decent show tonight, though. So we're going to see how things going to turn out. Let's do a few salutations and see what we got here so far. We got Lynn Brown from Guyana. Good to have you here, Sister Lynn. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you've been resting up and healing up, and y'all pray for her for more continued healing. So thank you so much for being here. Darlene Duffy Collins, good to have you here. Always great to have you here from Beham Metropolitan Area. Dr. Marcus Wilbanks, good evening to you, sir. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good to have y'all here. And y'all tell me how I'm sounding tonight. Do I sound good on here? You know, audio and what have you? Is it clear? Y'all let me know. Cuz from the Sunshine State, good to have you here. Great to have you. Hope you feeling better. Y'all pray for her as well. She's a bit out of sorts, so y'all pray for her. Carletta Hill, good evening to you, pretty lady. Great to have you here. Great to have you here. Karen Pruitt, good to have you here as always. Great. Hello to you. Teresa from North Carolina, hello to you. And you notice the color of the background, right? Okay, notice the color of the background. So hope you appreciate it, though. Ursula Griffin, good evening to you. A pleasure to have you here, ma'am. Great pleasure to have you here. Okay, you watching from your hospital bed. Okay, now rest up. Now, get you. We pray for you to recover, and we just hope that everything works out good for you. Okay, and Father, please heal Sister Lynn, heal her body, mind, and spirit. In Jesus' name, Amen. Okay, let's rest up. Okay, thank you. T. Carter Roll from the Sunshine State. Good evening. Hello to you, pretty lady. Great to have you here. Donna Johnson. Good evening to you. I'm gonna start calling you the Lady in Red. You know that song, Lady in Red? I can't sing, but glad to have you here. And again, like I said last week, she was sharp on that thingamabobbing we had. Ursula, yes, okay. All good. Thank you, sir. Audio is good. Thank you, Carletta. Uh, Cheryl Patton Adams, hello to you, beautiful lady. Good to have you here. Renee, great to have you here, beautiful lady. Great to have you here. Gilbert Antoine, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Angel from Rocket City, good evening to you as well, pretty lady. Uh, um, Shireen Ferreira. I'm sorry, Shireen. Good evening to you from the capital, from our nation's capital. Rochelle Jones, good evening to you, pretty lady. Great evening. Sounds great and looks. Oh, thank you. Thank you so kindly. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I truly do. Um, Shireen praying for Lynn, okay? Yeah, please do. Amen. Okay, Deborah Dawson from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Good to have you here. Tony H. Franklin from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, from Steel City. Good to have you here, sir. Great to have you here, sir. Tanya L. Jackson, good evening to you, young lady. Great evening to you. Char Black from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Great to have you here. Shamika Richard from Texas. Great to have you here from the Lone Star State. Erica Edwards from Michigan. Great. Good to have you here, sister girl. Great to have you here. And Teresa, yes, loving the blue light. Thank you. I like it too. I like it too. Just soothing. I don't know what it is though, but it's soothing though. So I like it. We gonna hurry up. Oh, I hope I didn't mess up. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't want to butcher it up. Karen P, good evening to you from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Keena Lynn from the Magnolia State, good evening to you. Sandra from Alabama, good evening to you. Good evening. Darlene, you're praying for Lynn. Okay, Tan Wiley, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Y'all coming in. Okay, we're going to hurry up because folks gonna be watching the replay. Like, is he gonna get to talking? But I always chop it up in a way though. I leave this in, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. We're gonna do a little, appetizer because we got a lot to talk about today. Got a lot to talk about though. I'm just gonna put this up here. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. How many of y'all have been in situations, be it romantic relationships, platonic friendships, or even family relationships, that something bad happened, bad blood stemmed between y'all, and a simple conversation could have took care of everything? How many of y'all has ever been in a situation like that? I've been in a situation like that recently. A good friend of mine, great friend of mine, I considered a close friend. Things were going good. Little incident happened. And I blame myself for not reaching out at first. So that was definitely a lot of damage. We finally communicated. Things seems well. But later on, things went back sour. I was accused of being a bad friend, not paying attention or whatever, not asking, showing concerns, and that just wasn't right, wasn't true. And the last time I tried to communicate, hey, I'm just like everybody else. That was told to me, and that hurt me real bad though. And I just felt with this person and other people, I just feel that a simple conversation could change everything though. That's a simple, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes. How many of y'all have ever been in a situation where it was just maybe simple miscommunication? Could have just sat down and talked about it and everything would have been fine. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Wait, let me see what Shireen said. If my future out here is here, his last ain't changed to something easy. Okay. Yes. Shireen says, a lot of people are scared to communicate or just don't know the right words to say. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Donna says, no, I'm down here. Ursula says, I can relate. Donna says, I have been in similar situation with family and friends. And how did that work out? How did that work out for you? Because like I said, for myself, and I go back to myself, simple, maybe I changed it. 5 to 10 minute conversation could have straightened everything out. Maybe not. Maybe things could heal. Maybe they can't. I don't know. But I've always felt in situations like this or like that, let's talk to each other. Listen. Listen. And that's how relationships are, especially in romantic relationships. Romantic relationships. Keena says, yes, definitely. But often people have that plank in their eye and not willing to accept responsibility for their own actions. Yep. 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 That's all I can say is yep. Dig 'em. Doris, good to have you here. Communication means commitment to people. The more you communicate, the more you commit. Okay, good one right there. Cheryl, been in situations before where there was no communications. Simple conversation could have took care of everything. Communication is extremely important instead of assuming. Let me read this part again. I like this. Communication is extremely important instead of assuming. Like they say, now I ain't gonna put that on there, but when you assume, you make a you know what out of you and me. Now, this y'all figure that out. I'm not gonna type it out though. So, but yeah, never assume. Never assume though. Renee says definitely lost a friendship over it as the person was judgmental about a situation, then made it worse by gossiping to another family member. I felt some type of way for years, but now I'm like, be blessed. Hey, that's how I felt recently. I felt like at least I realized that no matter what I say or do, this person has made their mind up, and there's nothing I can say or do. So I'm like you, be blessed. There's nothing too much you can do. I don't beg for friendships or what have you. Hey, if you feel that way about me, happy trails to you until we meet again. So y'all know that song. Okay. Hey, Christian, good to have you here. Darlene, communication is always the key to any situation. And that just sounds so simple, yet so effective, so true. Facts. Shireen says, I dated a guy who would give gifts instead of talking about our disagreement. He didn't have good communication skills, so we ended. Yep. You can't, that's just putting a band-aid. Sometimes putting a band-aid over an open wound or something. No, you need to talk to each other. You really need to talk to each other. Let me straighten this shirt out. Okay. Tanya says, I have a similar experience. When I was younger, I would get stubborn. Now I try and explain myself. If that doesn't work, I leave it to God. I'm not carrying bitterness. Life is so very short. Like the song says, if you don't know me by now. Erica, communication is a two-way street. Either party can humble themselves and reach out. After you cool off, you'll either make amends or perhaps the season is over. And I'm adding this to it, sadly, part ways. True that. As unfortunate as that may sound, hey, true that. That might be the case. You hate that. You hate to end friendships or any type of relationship, especially you felt it was a great relationship. But hey, if they don't want to listen and refuse to reason and, and work things out, hey, you could point out, hey, I might see some things. I may not be aware of what I did. I'm definitely not perfect though, but hey, that's a good idea right there. Lucky Pierre, great to have you here, sir. Okay, and he been singing, y'all. So ladies, he sings. I'm gonna have him up here one night, probably doing the next shoot your shot. Have him sing a song for you ladies, okay? So I'm messing with you. Well, no, I ain't messing with you. I'm for real though. Communication is key to a committed relationship always. Irene, great to have you here. Good evening to you. Messina Mason, good evening to you. Donna, after several weeks passed, I approached my sister and we had a conversation. We both got emotional and was able to repair our relationship. That's it. And then results may vary. But I'm so glad that worked out for y'all, though. So glad that worked out for y'all. Uh-oh. Y'all hear Tony now. I'm waiting for a woman to communicate that she is ready to be a wife. Ladies, what y'all say to that? What y'all say to that? Okay. Uh, he said, sure, I would sing to the ladies anytime. Just let me know when. Okay, y'all heard him. I'm gonna have him up here. Just be ready. Okay. And I'm serious, Marcus. When I broke up, I have never understood why she made it a one way her way. Why try talking to your significant other if she doesn't understand that communication is the real tool to use for listening. I'm just saying. Uh-oh. Well, Tony Franklin and Keena Walker has to respond to your question. Are you ready to be a husband? Sir, the ball is in your court. Okay. Sister Salters, great to have you here, ma'am. Great to have you here. Um, Take the Steelers logo down and put your picture up. Absolutely. I agree. Put your real picture up, though. Hey, that way I look at it. Okay. Irene, he must be ready to be a husband. He says, Keena, I'm ready. Well, like the sister say, hey, where's your real photo? They want to see who they talking to. You know, it's a different. I can sit up here and say, I'm looking for a wife. Well, y'all looking at me. Show your face. Show your face. You don't know. Uh-oh, nah, no. Messina, you're new here. We don't do gender bashing here, though. As I say this all the time, both genders do tacky things. So it's not just one gender, it's both genders, though. So, just kind of remember that. Okay, but thank you for being here. Tony's about to have his, well, especially if he let his show his picture. Okay, Charlene, it's Tony husband material. So. Okay, Christ-like husband, Irene. Uh-oh. Keena asks, what makes you ready? Okay now. Okay. Well, we are talking about communication is the key. So, will there be one? you know, what makes you, yeah, and that's a good question. What makes you ready? What makes any of us who say that we are ready to be a spouse? What makes us, let us know. What makes you ready to be a spouse? I can tell you right now, no, I'm not ready. I mean, I would like to have that Mrs. Walker, first lady of SBC, but I'm not ready. And like my good friend Leslie said, and she summed it up good. Sometimes it's just at the point now, I definitely want the companionship. So, but that's another topic, maybe for the after party, what have you, though. Y'all coming in here. Okay. Sis Davenport, great to have you here, young lady. Great to have you here. Christian, have to use the right words when you communicate too. Some words can trigger the wrong response. Uh-oh. Okay, T says, show your face. Okay. Okay. Messina says, you need to be able to listen to each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an old saying, one of longtime school teacher said, listen twice as much as you talk. Listen twice as much as you talk. Okay. And the Bible says that a man that finds wife finds a good thing. Okay. Okay. Maria says, Sister Salters, you have to be ready to love and how to forgive often and quickly, stable, financial, and spiritual. Renee says, part of it is desire of want to be someone's spouse, seeking God for what you want in a spouse. Okay, companionship is so important. You will end up like old girl who did I marry, and he was a whole scammer. I'm up there thinking about police scanners. Okay, Charlene says, can he communicate? Can he love like Christ loved the church and gave himself for her as a sacrifice? Shar, I have a question. What does it mean to be ready for any type of relationship? Good question, y'all. Y'all give us some answers. What does it mean to be ready for any type of relationship? What does it take for an individual to be ready? I'll answer that second part right there. Individual results may vary. What it takes for you to be ready may not take for me to be ready, and vice versa. So it is an individual basis right there. That is, we know what we need to do in our lives. I know what I need to do to have Mrs. Walker. You know what you need to do to be ready for your hubby, for that man. Okay, okay, ladies. Okay, big announcement. Brother Franklin has changed his picture. Changed his picture, y'all. Y'all finna start a war. There he go, right there. He grinning, y'all. So, sisters, there he go. I'm changing my logo now, but what makes me ready is I was raised by my father, and I learned how to treat a woman and know how to cover her in the word. Okay, he responded. What say y'all? Keenan says, operating from a place of fear and desperation. Lucky Pierre, we have to love ourselves first before we can love anyone else or being in a relationship. Okay. Cuz says Tony needs to answer. Okay. T says absolute right. Individual results may vary. You know, I can sit up here and say all day that this is what I did to be ready, or this is what I'm doing to prepare for Sister Walker. But guess what, though? That may not work for you. You know, once again, you know what's going on in your life. You know what you need to do in your life. Okay. Renee says, oh, sookie now. Okay. Tan. Okay. Tony, mm, y'all gonna be the next couple on here. I ain't gonna say that. Tony, the harvest is plenty. Now leave it at that. Using the right energy when you communicate so you don't come across the wrong way. Answer what? Oh, they asking you a question. Well, I don't know what else they asking. No, what I'm gonna ask you this: what are you looking for in a woman? What are you looking for in a woman, in your future wife, in the future sister, Franklin? You know, the ladies are here. Might as well do it. Like I said, let there be one. Let them know because they are interested. There's a good bunch of sisters in this audience. So go ahead. I hear you, Tony. So much. Okay. Angel. To be ready means you are ready to be committed toward a single person respectfully, ready to love unconditionally. Okay, y'all coming in. How to treat a woman is not a cookie cutter response, and every action you can't apply to every woman. I've been saying that all night. You have prerequisites. Now, are you ready to do the coursework to learn the woman you are with? Sound like a college course. We need to understand where each other is coming from in their life path. Whoo, whoo. Okay, people. Now, okay. Y'all got that communication, and guess what? Y'all been communicating too. Y'all did an excellent job of communicating tonight. So I don't know what's gonna happen in these comment section. I don't know Brother Franklin gonna tell y'all. And Cuz asking the question, what's your purpose in the kingdom? And are you willing to relocate? Can you love someone unconditionally? Or does love come with conditions? Woo! Yes, it will, Sis Angel. Yes, it will. And I'm going to move on. First and foremost, she must have a relationship with God, and integrity is everything to me. Must be able to communicate and know that her voice matters to me. Okay. Y'all heard that. Now, y'all take that to yourselves in the comment section. Uh, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. This appetizer tasting almost like a main course, ain't it? This was good, though. I didn't expect this one to be this good, though. If I didn't already promise the main one, I probably stay on this a little bit while, though. I'll work with this, though. But we got to move on, y'all. We got to move on, though. But before we do, you know the drill. You know the drill. You know this drill. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Like, subscribe, and share. And you see the information on the crawler at the bottom. So the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. So please support us. Please support us. Please support us. Up next. Yeah, the after party gonna be something else. Okay. Okay. Up next, we talking about the main course. Now, what I'm gonna put that little graphic up here. I'm gonna put it up here. Love addiction. Love addiction. You see that poor fella right there. Love addiction. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put this up here. First and foremost, and I'm gonna ask the class this. I'm being the instructor tonight. Class, in your own words, not what you think it is. Yeah, what you think it is. What do you think love addiction is? What do you think love addiction is? Please, you can just give us a brief answer. It doesn't have to be a dissertation, your thesis, or what have you. Just what do you feel is love addiction? Think about past relationships or what have you. What do you feel or what do you think is a love addiction? Let me see if anybody gonna give brief, let me see what they're gonna say. Give y'all a few shakes. I'm assuming people are writing. And okay, great. Okay, Keena, she came through. You like the idea of love, but not the work of love. Mm. That's that's a good one for another show right there. I like that. Okay. Christian says love addiction, being addicted to the feeling act of falling in love, but sabotaging any relationship that gives it to you. Sound like a love hangover. I see addiction as codependency, wanting, not needing someone. Stalker syndrome. Did you say stalker syndrome or stalker? I'm thinking you're saying stalker. Let me know in the comment. Wanting to love so much that you fall for anyone who gives you any attention. Okay. Okay. Sister Madison, great to have you. Being addicted to the concept of love. Being in love, having love, admiring love in relationships, even when you're not in a relationship. Good one. Okay, and I'm gonna get to it. Terry Lynn Taylor, great to have you here, young lady. Love addiction is someone that is obsessed over being in love and not knowing how to handle it. Okay, emotional attraction. Okay, I like this one. Going overboard with your interest in a person. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all Definition is a big part of it. With obsession, going overboard, stalker syndrome. Okay. Now, there's a proper name that I discovered, or at least what they call them. They have for love addiction. And, I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff every day. And y'all give me some good answers in here. Great answers. Erica gave a good answer. I'm going to show y'all. Let me get the banner. The word is limerence or limerence, I believe. Limerence. That's the word for love addiction. Limerence. Here's the definition. Limerence, a mental state of intense romantic infatuation where one feels a strong desire for another person. The limerent object, and this is by Dorothy Tenoff, the author of Love and Limerence, and she is an Alabama native. So, okay. So I'm going to read this again. Limerence, a mental state of intense romantic infatuation where one feels a strong desire for another person. The limerent object. Okie dokie. Now, with that said, though, and did some researching and studying and what have you, though, we're going to have 6 things. It's really maybe 5, but one of them is split up into 2, though. But 6 symptoms on whether you've dealt with a person who is love addicted to you, or is this a sign that you're love addicted? Okay, The first thing is obsessively thinking about that person. Has there ever been a person you've had a crush on and it's at the point that you obsessively think about that person all the time, probably longer, more than usual? And it's all right to think about that person that you have a crush on. It's all right, though. But is there a time that you really think about them way more than usual? Way more than usual. Have you ever dealt with obsessively thinking about that person? Has a person obsessively thought about you that you suspected that they had a crush on you? We getting there. We getting there. We getting there. This really gives off stalker vibes and sounds unhealthy. Well, it is unhealthy. It's extremely unhealthy. However, it's more common than you're thinking. It's not as bad as what you would say the normal stalker. They following you to your home or at work or calling you or whatever. It doesn't go to that extreme though, but there's some stalkerish, I guess, attributes to it though. And we're gonna see as we go along though. And yes, and they didn't love me back or they didn't like me back. Okay. Uh okay. Okay, we seeing a connection here. Okay, we see a connection. Having no control. Hey Sheila, having no control when it comes to getting love. Okay. Okay. Both ways. It's been both ways in my past. Okay. Okay. That's good right there. Nina, good to have you here. Yes, I've experienced it in person and in social media. It's all creepy. Okay. Oh, wait till this list go on though. Okay. Yeah. Just pay attention. We got some more. Oh man, really? I ain't gonna ask you to tell it on show. No. Wait till we get to the after party though. But wow, that's interesting. That is if you would like to share it though. And obsession, fixation, that's big part of it right there. Wait, I go back to that first symptom of being love addicted. obsessively thinking about that person that you have a crush on. So, okay, y'all coming in, boy, y'all all right with me. Mixing up simple acts of kindness with a declaration of love. That could be true, but that sounds more like a miscommunication. But guess what? That stuff can stem from that too, though. So yeah, we can go with that though. So okay, y'all getting A's tonight. Hey, Natasha, good to have you. There is never a time the word addiction has been attached to anything positive. I heard that. Y'all heard her. The gospel source, maybe 25, 30 years ago, I was like that, young, dumb, and overly in love. I think we all been that way. I think we all been that way, not just you. I think we all been in that situation. Uh Messina says not being able to establish friendship because the other falls quickly for you. Okay, and that can happen. So the first symptom that you may be dealing or suffering from love addiction is obsessively thinking about that person who's the object of your desire. Okay. Number two. Now this is a little tricky one. The second symptom of love addiction to your crush is insecurity and or shyness in their presence. Insecurity or shyness in their presence. Say you have a crush on somebody, you know, you get around them when they come in your presence, your leg turns to spaghetti. You get nervous, the pit of your stomach starts bubbling and boiling, and you lose all rationale. Then you can't talk, you got cotton in your mouth, you're nervous, you can't form a complete sentence. And this person does that to you. I mean, if you're addicted to them, that you're obsessive to that person to that point that they mess up your logic, your thinking. How many of y'all ever dealt with that? I know. I'm gonna raise my hand. I sit up there in high school, talk, yip, talk, yip. She come along, I forget the English language. So yeah, yes, and I get shy. Or like we say in Alabama, shame face. You know, let's see what y'all got to say on this one. Uh-oh. I like this right here. Moving past. That's why I stop. Ghosting. Yes, I have. Okay. Okay. Renee says, nope. I find at times opposite for me. I would become catty, and be flirting. Okay. And how many times have the person on you had a crush on you was timid and quiet? That has happened to me. Young lady at my former church had a crush on me, but she would be so timid and what have you, though, even though I attribute that maybe mostly to being socially awkward, but I'm socially awkward too. Yeah, but that can happen. So, guilty. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and y'all can still answer this question though. So, Natasha, I was addicted to the idea of being in a relationship, not anyone in particular. Okay. Christian says, I've never been that bad. I've been nervous, but once I got to talking, it was just me. I can't see you being nervous. You know that. I just can't see you being nervous. That don't even sound right there. Shireen says, I would be so nervous that I had to rehearse what I wanted to say to him in the mirror. Hey, you know what? I never did that. I've always rehearsed. I never did that in the mirror though. And you know what though? And there's a moment of transparency. I still get a little cotton mouth and incoherent when that especially someone that I may be interested in you know, comes around. Mm. But it's not a love addiction, though. So I want to specify that. Scared and distant, been there. Okay. Okay. Hey, D Giles from ATL. I've never experienced that because all my life I've never met a stranger. Okay, so you're a gregarious person. Okay, that is good. Marcus, I was a bit timid once. I can't see you as timid. I can't see you as timid. Insecurity was never my personality. Y'all excuse me. I just didn't shoot my shot. Hey, I understand. Karen, great to have you here, beautiful lady. I'm usually a people person, but I have a tendency to get quiet and run out of things to say if I'm really attracted to someone. Okay, that's pretty interesting right there. Maria says, I'm really an introvert, but my personality makes people think I'm an extrovert. So you're an introverted extrovert, or you're an extroverted introvert. That's what you are. Okay, that's what you are. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. So insecurity and or shyness in your present is another symptom of whether or not you have a love addiction to your crush. And this might be a little deep and heavy though, but let's just be honest. Here we go. You put them on a pedestal. You put them on a pedestal. You put them on this majestic pedestal. Now, how many of y'all have done that? Let's be honest. I think I know what I have done it. I have done it. But in my much younger days, I don't think I've done it in my adult life. Not that I know, you see, I'm thinking, but definitely in my younger days. And how many of them have ever put you on a pedestal? Now, this is something to think about, putting them on a pedestal, putting your crush, on a pedestal. Another symptom of love addiction. Let me see what y'all got to say on that. Let me see right here. Let me see what Messina says. I have been shy, never knew how to have a conversation with people. Plus, I was never the person people wanted to talk to. Really? Why not? Why not? I don't know. I don't know you like that, but that's kind of, I don't know. Why not? T says, I had that happen to me. He would invite himself over to dinner after church. Wow. For 3 years, he wanted to buy me Valentine's Day candy and cards. And I had no interest in him whatsoever in that manner. Wow, wow, wow. Yes, I did it mentally in my mind. I was just happy with someone liking me. Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty deep, y'all. That's rather deep right there. Wow. And again, I don't know if I've ever put the object of my desire on a pedestal. Like I said, in my adult life. Love bombing is slightly different, but then again, they still kinfolk. So that's along that same line, though. That love bombing. But love bombing is, let me see. Some people look at love bombing as a form of abuse. And y'all correct me. Please, y'all correct me. Because I know y'all some smart people. Please correct me. Like, say you and I talking, okay? And I cheat on you, okay? I cheat on you. And so instead of me doing the right thing, apologizing, whatever, I bombard you with gifts and stay in your DMs and texts and just overwhelm you with acts of love instead of doing the right thing. And that can be overwhelming, and that could be manipulative and somewhat abusive. So that's about the best I could come up with. Anybody out there with a better definition, or y'all help me out with it. Y'all help me out. Boy, y'all coming in. Thank y'all. Here we go. Keena says, when I'm around that person, I stumble over words. Keena, I don't see you as a stumbler over words. You need to cut that out. I don't even believe that right there. All y'all need to cut this out. Uh, but I had one when I was 20. He was not worth it, but I was very sheltered growing up. I had been the subject of an addiction, and it can be scary. I was stalked in high school by this guy, and it became a dangerous situation. The teachers got involved because dad noticed it. They noticed it before I did. Wow. Wow. We got something to talk about. Messina, it's because people look down on me for the, oh, wow, that I had. People don't believe that you can company. Wow. Oh, boy, that's pretty mean right there. That's pretty mean. I somewhat know the feeling. That's pretty mean right there. Um, I liked this guy in high school for 4 years. Then I got the nerd that talked to him. We dated for a while, but he wasn't what I envisioned when I dated him. I guess I just like the idea of having a crush on him. Wow. Narcissistic behavior, use love bombs and gaslighting. Okay. Okay. Isn't that called fatal attraction? Okay. Cheating. You must not like breathing. Okay. Donna says, in college, I dated a guy from New York and I thought he was perfect in my eyesight. But as time passed, I learned that I gave him too much credit. Yowzers. Okay. Boy, y'all ain't playing around tonight. Y'all can keep on answering, boy. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on though. That communication got us. Now, this is going to be a tough one right here. Number 4. This is going to be a tough one. So here it goes. The fourth possible symptom that you have a love addiction on your crush is you have an emotional dependency on them. Emotional dependency on them. Let me break it down to you. Say I have a crush on someone. I'm having a bad day or a so-so day or a blah day. Then they either come around or they'll send me a text, a simple text, one word text, or they call me for a few minutes. Oh, then I'm like, yes, 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 yes. You know, I'm happy. I'm on cloud 9. I'm doing backflips and whatever. But then I don't hear from them for the rest of the day or the rest of the time. Guess what? I'm doing the blues all over again. You see, and it seems like I made my emotional well-being contingent on how my crush treats me, or better yet, whether or not they communicate with me. Okay? Let me say that again. My emotional state is contingent on whether or not and when and how long my crush communicates with me or be in my presence. Now that's something, ain't it? How many of y'all have ever been in that situation? You know, that's tough. I'll admit it. Me. I never realized that till I started doing research on tonight's topic. I was like, wow, I never realized that. How many of y'all, how many of y'all suspected someone else may have an emotional dependency on you? You know, this is tough right here, y'all. Wow. And I'm going to give you a link to all this stuff right here. Y'all remind me. I'll put it in the comment section. This is great. Let me see what y'all got here. Emotional dependency is coming from never having the balance of love, including from my childhood as well. That's pretty interesting right there. Emotional roller coaster. Okay. Charlene, yeah. Okay, thank you, cuz. I do my best. I do my best. Okay. That's your fault because they were not to communicate your thoughts, check in on you and choose. Okay. Uh Rochelle Jones says, been there, done that. Okay, Shireen. I dated a guy who would play on my emotional dependency. Wow. He knew I liked him, but he had other women behind my back. Mm, mm, mm. Because of my anxious attachment style, I was emotionally dependent. Okay. Christian says, the first person I was ever engaged to at 19 years old, I had such an emotional dependency on. Wow. And when we broke up on my choosing, I was so depressed. Wow. Wow. And I didn't know it was that common. I thought that was kind of a unique situation, but I didn't realize that. I truly did not realize that's a possible symptom of love addiction. Carolyn Taylor says, when I was younger, I suffered from low self esteem. I settled for the wrong person and didn't know how to get out of it. He took advantage of it. Mm, mm, mm. Oh boy. Marcus, I was that definition. I wanted to vent to one person in particular, but she put me in the past by getting married to someone else. Okay. Brother Franklin says you should know how to communicate your thoughts with one another. And if you're down, tell that person. Okay. And ladies, what say you? So emotional dependency, that's I can honestly say that's a real thing right there. And something dangerous as we as singles can fall prey to. So we have to be careful. This and if it wasn't even the subject or topic of love addiction, emotional dependency happens and it's dangerous. And people could take bad advantage of you. Let me get to Erica. I've been in that situation before. He was codependent and clingy. Even though we were getting to know each other online during the pandemic, I couldn't get him understand that I couldn't be his only source of communication 24/7. Uh, mm, mm. But are we to emotionally vomit on each other as is that fair to the other person? Not quite understanding. Not quite understanding. Or maybe I'm missing, but not quite understanding though. Okay, let me move on though now. Here goes number 5. I say 5A. 5A. Because I think 5A and 5B kind of the same thing, but just different parts or aspect of it. 5A, longing for the reciprocation. Basically, you're just sitting there waiting, like, oh, when is she gonna return my feelings back? When is she gonna do that? You're just waiting, spending time looking at your watch. When she's gonna do it, looking at your phone. When is she's gonna return it? When is she gonna say, "Oh, Mike, you know what? I feel the same way. Let's do this." How many of y'all have ever been in that situation where you just waiting? How many of y'all ever been in that situation? I been in it. That was the story of my that was the story of my young adult life right there. You know. And maybe sometime in my 40s as well, though. I'm not gonna lie. I have been there, done that. Yep, absolutely. I know I have. And you know what? I definitely had someone was angry at me for not reciprocating their feelings. And all hell broke loose. That's all I'm gonna say. All hell broke and loose. Uh yep, been there. Marcus, yes to 5A. Oh boy. Okay. Me too. See, we relating tonight. We relating tonight. This is some good stuff tonight. I don't usually talk like that, but that's some good stuff. Renee. Um, when I was younger, I did. As I got older, I may give the situation some time to see if promising, then move on. Yeah, and I think that's a time that we ought to give ourselves. I hate to be this way and waiting on someone else, but give ourselves a time frame. I think, or just better yet, just don't wait. Don't waste time. Uh, in my past, okay, I like this guy, and he broke my heart by saying he wasn't emotionally available. Wow. Okay. Keena says, when you ask someone how their day was and they are never happy, nothing is ever right. Their life is always in a catastrophe. And when you try to share your feelings, absolutely. Absolutely. I raised that black power on that one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just want to dump all their issues on you, but they don't have time. Whew. Absolutely. That's the only thing I can say is freaking lutely. Okay. Let me get to 5B quickly. Uh, and this is extreme right here. Fantasizing about that reciprocation. You sitting there, and it's just what it says. You fantasizing about it. You thinking about that magic moment when they come to you. Oh, Michael, you know what? You are the one for me, though. Here, let's give this a shot. Let's go and do something. Let's go walk on the beach. Cue the love music and the closing credits. You get what I'm saying? Yes, I've done that. I'm not even gonna lie. Again, I never thought about this until I did research on this, though. This is some tough stuff. That might sound a bit extreme, but I know I've done it. How many of y'all have done it? This might be a little embarrassing or whatever, but how many of y'all have done this? So I know I have. Not everybody at one time. Let me see. Uh Darlene says, truth be told, we all have at some point in our lives, whether younger or older in life. That's truth be told. I remember those days. That's setting oneself up for disappointment. Yes, absolutely. Now we know. Of course, hindsight is 2020. 5B for sure, but it never happened because they lied to you. Wow. Carolyn says, I've done it. Me, fantasizing, oh yeah, guilty. Wow. Things that we have in common, especially as singles. And dare I say Christian singles at that, but singles, period. That's something right there. You never thought of things like that. You never thought of how that affects you. Wow. Going back to the issue of emotional dependency, after waiting for it, I have no intentions on fantasizing responses. It was time to move on. Okay, that is great right there. You had that strength. This is tough right there. You look at that. You fantasize about their reciprocation. That right there alone ought to tell you and everyone that this is a deep situation, a serious situation. So, mm. so in closing, we never thought that we had a love addiction till we read these symptoms. So it make us to look back and say, maybe we did. Maybe we did. Look at that. Okay, cable. I'm back. Internet was acting crazy. I done forgot what I was saying though. Know what? Angel says it like this. You have to know when to shake it off. So we got a good discussion we may have in the after party. So this is gonna be good right here. This is gonna be real good right here. And I'm just trying to look at something right quick. Okay. Just got a little quick video to show y'all. I like to end things on this was pretty good. It wasn't a depressing thing though, but please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Okay. That's a quick video going down the stairways. You got to be careful going down them stairways. This might be a silly video, might be a stupid video, but it's quick. And hopefully none of y'all deal with this. I hope none of y'all fall like that. I hope none of y'all fall down them darn stairs like that. Okay. Time for the announcements. Time for these doggone announcements. Up next in about half past the hour, or maybe a few minutes later, we're gonna have the after party. Make sure you're gonna be a member of SBC, SBCC. You have to be in those groups in order to join. So come on in. We'll share what we talked about and other things. We're going to have a blast tonight, especially with these topics. And if it's the Lord's will, we'll be back next week for another interesting edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. Please tune in at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's been fun. It's been interesting. I enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much. And I hope that y'all learned something new. I hope y'all did. And I hope, I just hope that we did good. I hope I did a good job of presenting this. And I'm a post to source material some kind of way, maybe in post-production or somewhere. I'm going to post it so y'all can look at this and study this, or I'm going to do this some kind of way though, because it's pretty interesting though. And especially in the after party. So I'm going to definitely give y'all the information there. So if nothing else, then if it's the Lord's will again, we'll see each other on this platform. Y'all take care. Don't take any wooden nickels. Okay. See y'all later.